Good morning. How's everybody doing? All right. I know things are about to be changing in a few weeks. We've got schools reopening, some doing virtual, some doing in class, and some offering both. Some people have opted to homeschool, some just all these choices. And I'm betting right now that already the tension, just by me mentioning that, you're starting to tense up and feel the tension and giving that attention, and that leads to the tension. So we're gonna practice, and practice is the concept that you're doing something in order to be prepared for the show, to be prepared to be to use it in a way that is productive, right? So practice leads to a better hopefully outcome, and so we practice in order that we're prepared and aware. Okay, so when we practice, we become aware of things so that we can be prepared. And so today is about that awareness and preparedness. And we know that the way things work is our actions come out of our emotions, and those emotions are tied to thoughts. And so the problem is not the problem is how we think about the problem. I know you've heard that quote before. So I just want to bring us into a practice that we work towards being ready and prepared for those moments of tension, that we bring attention to our tension, so in order to reduce it. So we're going to be working the psoas muscle. The psoas muscle is that muscle that helps you sit up. It's the one that is the fight or flight, or the curl up and protect yourself, right? So we're going to work through the psoas, because the psoas is where our fight flight reactions come from. And when we're taking in information that does not align with what we want, our thoughts then begin to attack, and our thoughts become our actions, right? Our thoughts become our emotions, and hopefully this practice gets us in touch with what are we thinking, what are we feeling before we take action. So what we're going to do is we're going to come here and we're going to sit, or you can be standing, or you can be so sitting at a chair, sitting on the floor, or standing, whatever is comfortable to you. And we're going to just straighten our backs up, roll those shoulders back and down. And we're going to put our hands here, extending our arms. And what we're doing here, okay, just easy breaths right now. You can close your eyes or you can keep them open. But what we're doing right here is we're actually engaging in a way that tells our psoas, tells our body that we are at ease, that we're just taking things in. And that's what we're going to do. We're just going to take information in right now. So we've got our eyes closed or open, whatever is more comfortable. We're shoulders back and down, just breathing into our bellies, easy, breathing out. And as we're breathing, let's notice, how do our palms feel? Are they cool? Are they warm? Maybe they're even moist. And maybe there's like a cold sweat. How is that? What is that? And we're going to move up to our wrists, just keeping them relaxed. Our wrists are relaxed, kind of falling open. Palms are facing up. Are they loose? Going up our forearms. Still continuing just to breathe nice and easy. We're tall and straight and open. What about our elbows? Feeling the sensations of that breath coming into our elbows, up into our shoulders. What are our shoulders feeling? As it comes into our neck, into our jawline. The jaws can tell a lot about our hips as well. Often we find that tight hips are related to tight jaws, or it could be tight jaws. Clenched jaws are related to tight hips. What about our lips? Are they in a soft smile? As we try to breathe in and relax our face. What about our breathing in through our nose and out? Do we feel that sensation? Is it easy to breathe? Does it feel constrained? Take an inventory of our eyes, whether they're open or closed. Do we find ourselves flitting our eyes around the room, or are they soft and focused and calm? Our eyebrows, are they furrowed or just soft, relaxed, like a smile, opened up and forming a nice arch of contentment? Our foreheads, and now the tops of our heads, releasing whatever it is that we have on our minds and just purely coming focused and aware of what our bodies are saying right here, right now, in this moment. We're in the present, knowing that this is a gift. And then coming back down the back of our heads, into our necks, the back of our neck, being intentional to feel that, sense that awareness, the back of our shoulders, shoulder blades, into our mid-backs, over our kidneys, right where the adrenals sit, for our energy and metabolism. Into our lower backs and our buttocks. We ground it into the ground as we're feeling our heads in alignment with our spines, like a string that is slightly taut, pulling us up, and yet we're strongly grounded. Now we're going to extend our arms out to the sides. Our palms are still open out to our sides. And we're just going to come up above our heads, elongating that spine, keeping those shoulders back and down while elongating our spine and our heads, the top of our heads is being pulled. We're going to come together, placing our hands together, pressing against each other, giving some of that tension, that grounding into each other as we come down slowly. we're still breathing. Just slowly bringing it. Maybe we touch our nose with our thumbs as we come by, and we bring those hands, those thumbs, to touch our hearts. And then keep coming down as we bring our hands to touch our midsections. Okay, and then bringing that back out. And let's do that again. We're just going to open, hands, palms out, palms up, going up above our heads as we breathe in. And then we're just going to come down. Again, that tension in the fingers, touching our face as we come down. Gently. Breathing out, gently. Releasing any tension that we have in our shoulders and our necks. Okay. And bring back here. We're going to do that one more time. We're breathing in as we slowly come up and bringing it back down. And as we're doing this, what we are doing is pressing into our hands. We are grounding. Okay, it's like our tension with whatever is going on. We want to be pressing into it, pressing up to it, but not letting it push one way or the other. Just a nice tension. And let's just keep going as I talk through this, because I want you to understand what we're doing in this practice. We're creating some kind of tension. It may be comfortable and comforting, or it may not be. It is what we are giving attention to, and that is exactly why this is a practice, because we have to keep practicing in order to come to a better place. The other thing is, as we are bringing our hands apart and extending, keep going as I speak through, as we're going apart, we are opening that psoas. We are becoming more vulnerable, and we are listening and taking it in, what is going on around us. Okay, and this is such as life, right? Taking in what's going on around us, bringing our hands together represents that tension. It's also neurologically pulling and pushing against the right brain and the left brain. We know that the right brain controls the left side of the body, and the left brain controls the right side of the body. And so we're bridging that corpus callosum to bring balance to our minds, to our brains, and to our bodies. Okay, we're bringing that tension and attention to how our minds are thinking, how our bodies are thinking. And even when you don't know that they're doing this, it is. And so by touching our forehead, touching our nose, touching our chins or our mouths, touching our heart, and touching our abdomens and our gut, okay, it is being mindful that those are the places that are affected by every thought, every emotion. It changes our thoughts in our forebrains, which is what we're touching first. It changes our breathing rate and how we breathe, whether it's fast and quick, or hard and heavy, or deep and long when we're relaxed. And our mouths, our chins, our mouths can say a lot when we're emotionally imbalanced, right? So this is that opportunity that if you're in that moment of tension, to bring attention and practice this, so that when it comes to a really big doozy that you are mindful of and bring attention to your emotions, what your thoughts are, because those are what develop those emotions. And going through that filter, just like this, okay? And releasing that that guarding, so that we can think more clearly, so that our emotions can be filtered into truths or lies, so that then our actions can be more purposeful, more meaningful, and more reasonable. Using our reasoning and our shifting from a place of disturbance to calm and focus. And this is what that is doing. And we know that the gut, the heart, has a lot to do with our emotions that affects our gut. Okay, and then just coming back here now to our hands, just like we did in the beginning. Now let's take inventory. How are our hands feeling now? And those wrists and elbows, shoulders, up into our jaw lines. Are our jaws, are they a little more relaxed, I hope? Maybe we have a little smile, or at least a resting lips without tension. We're breathing a little deeper, more steady, more meaningful. Our eyes are more focused and calm and resting. The eyebrows maybe less furrowed. And our foreheads more relaxed. The top of the head is still being thoughtful to be pulled up into that graceful space, that space of grace. The back of our heads and into our shoulders are more relaxed. They're hopefully less taut. And we are shoulder blades are just resting. The mid back is still resting and maybe even more vibrant and ready for the day, ready for the moment to engage without fighting and without flight. That, I hope, leads to a softer back, firmly rooted buttocks and lower back that's grounded and rooted, stable, without feeling like it has to run or fight or defend, and can just be and sit in that. As we listen now, we can be more attuned to the sounds around us without tension, but more attention, more awareness, maybe more contentment even. You can hear the bustling and rustling of papers maybe, or the smell of coffee, sounds of birds and cicadas here, a little bit of the background of cars going by, but not feeling so busy, we're feeling more content, more at ease. And that maybe today we'll have a softer approach with ourselves, giving ourselves more grace, that we may give others more grace and more space. And I hope that this is a practice you can do or will do at any place. You on your back porch, in your living room, at your office desk, even on an airplane. Maybe you're not disturbing your neighbors, but you can certainly bring your hands here or even here to bring that attention, and to work its way out, so that we're capturing our thoughts, giving it a name, an emotion, but then allowing our action to be one of awareness, to be prepared but not scared, not fight or fright or freeze even, but that we can take responsibility for what we're thinking and how we're thinking and our emotions, so that we respond rather than react. So this is a mindful exercise, and it engages the forebrain, the cerebellum, as well as the right brain and the left brain, crossing that corpus callosum, that engages, and everything that we did, the breathing, and engages our vagus nerve and our psoas, which are down here in the lower hip area, abdomen area, that tells our body to relax, to tell our brain. And did you know that the vagus nerve actually has 80% of its signals going to our brain? So if 80% of the signals are going to our brain, when we are intentional to engage our body in a healthy way, we are sending those 80% information to say, brain, calm down. Brain, let's consider this. Let's be thoughtful about this. And breathing is a natural muscle relaxer. Oxygen is a natural muscle relaxer. And the deeper breaths that we do expand our diaphragm and engage that vagus nerve again, but it also is getting the oxygen to our brain for better focus and better thinking and calm. So all of this, while it might seem, crazy, it really isn't. It is a very anatomical, physiological practice, so that when we're in high stress situations, we have been taught our body in those practice sessions how to handle a stressful situation better, so that we respond rather than react, and that we are thoughtful rather than our bodies, we are learning, rather than our bodies leading the way into reactions, we are able to use our minds in order to focus our bodies. Well, because we're listening to our bodies. We're not negating our bodies. No one wants to do that. When we ignore our bodies, we break that communication that our body needs to have with our brains. When we ignore it, avoid it, deny it, we are actually setting ourselves up for a disconnect. And whenever there's a disconnect between our minds and our bodies, we have dysfunction. We have mental health disorders, and then we have physical disorders, because the brain, our minds and our bodies and our spirits were all meant to mesh. And if we ignore any one part or disconnect any one part, then we have dysfunction and disorder and disease and chaos in our bodies and around our bodies and in our lives. And so this is a very mindful practice, a very spirit, mind, and body practice, because that is what we are as we walk around this world. And so we need to engage all three of those. And I hope that helps you today to do that, and that you'll be able to have a blessed day, And just be thankful this Thursday for, even if you don't have the means to do a lot of things, breathing and just being mindful and using our hands or our feet, if you're in a space, is the same. Okay, so practice that today and let me know if it helped you. So exactly, mind, body, soul, coherence, 100%. So enjoy your Thankful Thursday. Have a blessed day.